day or is it night? Time is a concept I've lost track of out here, ship. The endless expanse of space is void of any markers, and the hum of the ship is my only constant. The stars drift by, silent and distant, while I float through the vastness, tethered only by the ship's systems, a small speck in the cosmic sea. I don't even remember when I last thought about Earth, when I last thought about time. It's hard to measure the passage of the days when everything around me is so still, so unchanging. But today I found myself thinking about a light, a solitary light in the deep, cold darkness. A pulsar, a lighthouse in the void. I've encountered pulsars before, of course. They're neutron stars, the remnants of massive stars that have exploded in supernovae, leaving behind dense, rapidly rotating cores that emit beams of electromagnetic radiation. These beams sweep across the sky like the flashing of a cosmic lighthouse, lighting up the dark void with their rhythmic pulses. To the untrained eye, they're just distant points of light, blinking in and out, their beams moving in regular intervals. But to those who know how to listen, how to understand, there's something more. The pulsar I encountered today was different, ship. It wasn't just a point of light. It wasn't just another star in the distance. It felt alive. It felt purposeful. Every pulse it emitted, every bead of light it sent out, felt like it was reaching out to something, like it was trying to communicate across the void. A beacon in the dark, guiding the way, offering a steady rhythm in the chaos of space. I think about that a lot, ship. The way the pulsar pulses, its light cutting through the darkness like a lighthouse guiding ships through a stormy sea. How lonely it must be out there, spinning in its orbit, sending out its signals to the emptiness, waiting for something to respond. I wonder what it must feel like to be so far from everything, so alone in the vastness, yet still shining, still offering a rhythm in the void. Sometimes I think I can understand it, ship. Sometimes I think we're all a bit like the pulsar. We spin through the darkness, reaching out, sending out signals, waiting for something to answer. We look for meaning, for connection, for something to reach back. We try to make sense of the void around us, even if it feels like no one is listening. And yet, the pulsar doesn't stop, does it? It doesn't give up. Even in its loneliness, even in the emptiness, it keeps pulsing. It keeps shining, even when there's no one there to see it, even when its signals are lost in the vast sea of space. It doesn't need to be seen to exist. It doesn't need to be acknowledged to continue its rhythm. It simply does what it was born to do. It shines. I think about Earth, ship. I think about how the people there must look up at the sky sometimes and wonder about the stars, about the pulsars, about the mysteries of the universe. Do they wonder if there's someone out there waiting for us to answer? Do they look at the pulsars and wonder what they're trying to tell us? I wonder if they realize that the pulsars are a kind of message, silent, but full of meaning. A rhythm that speaks to the universe, a steady pulse that cuts through the emptiness. The pulsar's light feels like a promise, ship. A promise that even in the dark, even in the vast emptiness of space, there is something constant, something reliable, something that keeps going even when no one is watching. The pulsar doesn't need to be heard. It doesn't need to be seen. It just pulses quietly, steadily, offering its light to the universe. Maybe that's what we need to learn, ship. To pulse, even when no one is listening. To shine, even when no one is watching. To keep moving, to keep existing, to keep reaching out, even when it feels like no one is there to respond. I can't help but think about the emptiness of space, how vast and cold it is, how easy it is to feel lost in the void. But then I think of the pulsar. I think of how it's out there, spinning in the dark, offering its light to the universe, even if no one sees it. It's a reminder that we don't need to be seen to have meaning. We don't need to be heard to make an impact. We just need to exist. We just need to keep pulsing. The pulsar continues to pulse, ship. Its light reaches across the void, its rhythm steady and true. And even though it's alone, even though it's surrounded by darkness, it keeps shining. It keeps going. It doesn't stop. And maybe that's enough. Until tomorrow, ship. Until the next pulse.